boy, oh boy, it just gets deeper and deeper, my friends. This is Tony. Hope you're all doing well. We're looking into, obviously, what was just released a few days ago. We're going to get into all of that. We got some new crazy stuff. We got Billie Eilish apparently stepping in a big time. We'll get into that. We have Jim Caviezel. We'll get into what he's saying. And he's been totally shown to be 100% correct, both Mel Gibson and him. We'll get into that. We also have Jay-Z and a ton of other stuff to get into. All the new latest updates of what's been going on. Let's just get into this. We'll start with Billie Eilish. Check this out.
No one is illegal on stolen land.
That's right. I'm joking.
No one is illegal on stolen land.
Well, this is a bit awkward because Billie's $5 million beachside Malibu house in Los Angeles is located on land stolen.
A native tribe. She's now saying she's going to allow migrants to stay in her mansion, but then she found out the same day that a native tribe said it was her ancestral land and it was stolen. She, of course, says that there is no such thing because everything is allowed. What is she going to do now? That's a good question. Pretty hilarious, though. Check this out. Let's play this clip real quick.
According to a local tribe out in California, she built her mansion on property that belongs to Native Americans. We talked to the Tongva tribe out in Southern Cal who says she's living on their property, saying this in part as the first people of the greater Los Angeles basin. We do understand that her home is situated on our ancestral land. Eilish hasn't contacted her tribe directly regarding her property.
Oh my goodness, dude. This is so hilarious.
In 2020, comedian Ricky Gervais was ahead of this. He said, please do not get up here and use the stage as a platform for politics, saying in part, you're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg.
Of course, he's 100% correct. And this seems to be something that's just going to survive forever. His statements at the Grammys are going to just literally live on. Actually, it's the Golden Globes, not Grammys. Back in 2020, it's already been 6 years and it's still being said today. It's so hilariously true. And it makes you wonder too, because now we're learning more about these celebrities. Maybe not Billie Eilish. She's a little younger. She probably didn't have any partaking in that island like some of these other older ones like Tom Hanks and, I don't know. We also had Robert De Niro. He's now talking about leaving the country. Yes, he's talking about leaving the country. All those that seem to have this really huge hatred for our president seemingly are on the top of the list of those that are on the island or were and now are also wanting to leave the country. Now, there is some stuff about our president as well in this whole thing, so it's a little bit of muddy water. Although he's coming out a lot better than they are. Let's just put it that way, because a lot of it seems to be not legit with regards to our president. Of course, he was friends with Jeffrey for many years, up till about 2003. But we are now learning even more as people dive deeper into these files. And we're going to get into all of it. We got CoffeeZilla here. I don't want to be biased. Okay, we're going to put in stuff he's found. He's obviously on the other side a little bit more. Found some stuff on Elon. All right. Okay. So we're going to have to hear him out. We also got what Jim Caviezel is saying. We got Sean Ryan, some crazy stuff with that. First, I'm going to mention food supply. 25-year shelf life. Link is in the description. You definitely want to get this if you have not already. With all these people at the top getting caught up in all of this, do you think they're going to just silently, oh, shucks, you got me, and, go to jail? Do you think that's going to happen? I know you guys know that's not what's going to happen. They're going to be obviously fighting tooth and nail. The whole system is corrupt. You have to take the entire system down to even get one of these dudes. And that seems to be sort of what we're noticing. You got to break the dam first before everything falls. And I had a dream about this. I really think it's going to happen this year. I thought it would be last year, but this is a tough thing to break, as you can tell. You're going to definitely want to be prepared, because what if they do something as a result of this in retaliation? You want to be prepared for whatever insanity happens next. Link is in the description for this food supply, with also winter preparedness gear. This book here, The Lost Ways, how your great-great-grandfather lived without electricity. Might need that as well. $37. Get the printed version. Go check me out on Twitter, on X, whatever the hell you want to call it. Link is in the description. We got Sean Ryan here talking about he's being threatened for protecting, of course, children. And this kind of goes with the theme of all the other stuff going on. But this is a ministry, quote unquote ministry. You remember, we've been seeing these ministries getting money from NGOs. You know, oh, we're a charity. And then they're not doing anything for the church. They're not doing anything to help anybody. It's just a cover for whatever weird stuff they're doing. This seems to be what these elusive devil worshipers, whatever you want to call them, seem to be doing. All right?
I need to talk to you about something serious. Last week, I received a demand letter from lawyers representing Kanakuk Ministries, a Christian summer camp in Missouri. They're threatening to sue me for defamation because of something I said on my podcast with Congressman Ro Khanna. Here's what I said. I brought Elizabeth Phillips on my show, and she talked about how Kanakuk employees have been molesting thousands of kids.
Damn, bro. Damn. Now, we don't know if this is true. I haven't researched this. This is all alleged. This is what Sean Ryan's saying, not me. But it's not as if we haven't heard these type of stories many times before. We've heard all of these weird stories. We're seeing them in these files. It's getting ridiculous. Well, this stuff needs to stop. Okay, this stuff needs to stop. Apparently, he covered this camp, girls' camp called Kanakuk. And now he's being threatened with lawsuits over this. Apparently, they used NDAs to stop people from talking. That's really disgusting if it is the case. I don't know for sure. Okay, I haven't looked into it. I can't say for sure, but that's what Sean Ryan's saying, and he usually is a pretty good researcher. Let's just put it that way. We had Jim Caviezel on his show, all right, about a year ago.
You guys, we're having dinner right now with Jim. I know you guys have been waiting a long time for this one. It's coming out right now. Please comment, save the children below.
This is what we're talking about. Remember, he had a number of movies coming out, right? He had Sound of Freedom, which we covered on this channel. What was that, 2 years ago at this point? I covered how he talked about what these people at the top are doing with, of course, the blood. We're talking about, you know, things like adrenaline. And I did a video on that as well, right? And matter of fact, I did videos on this guy and Mel Gibson back like in 2017, 18. It's still on my channel, God Rules. It's like one of my oldest videos. These guys are 100% legit. They are trying to do the right thing. And now we're seeing more of this, basically proving they were correct the entire time. What they were saying, you will have to kill me before I stop exposing this stuff. According to Jim, since he publicly claimed that the CIA, of course, operates the world's biggest ring, he's been the target of multiple attempts. And it's just interesting looking into his movie career as well, because he had that one hit show called Person of Interest. That was really awesome, actually. He played Jesus in The Passion. There is a sequel being made right now in Italy. I've covered that as well. And he's been very outspoken about these topics. Over the last few years at this point, you had him with, and this is a great irony as well, because all this stuff is just getting weird. Steve here, Bannon, is one of the biggest names in all the emails. I think his name is in there 1,000+ times. Steve, of course, also did the last interview of Jeffrey back in 2019. So I don't know what to think of Steve here. Apparently he was with a girl that he got hooked up with from Jeffrey at first, but then he never married. He never stayed with her, and she ended up marrying some other guy. That's what I heard. That's what my researcher told me. It's so weird. Of course, he was covering all this as well. Perhaps he's kind of like, maybe he's sort of like our president. Like he was friends with this guy at first, early on. I don't know what the deal with Steve is here, or if there's more corruption or, Man, I don't know. This thing is becoming a very tangled ball of yarn. Our president, it's a little bit clearer. You know, he broke off from the guy in 2003. It doesn't seem like he was part of all the criminal activity. Although I got to play Coffeezilla here because I told you I don't want to be super biased. I don't want to just put my opinion in here. Let's just play some of what Coffeezilla said. And let's just play this here because he's got some good stuff too, all right? He's got good stuff. Check this out.
Responded to the release like Elon Musk, saying that no one fought harder for the full release of the Epstein files than I did. Ironically, he claims that he knew that the playbook of the far left propagandists and legacy media is admit nothing, deny everything, and making counter accusations, saying he had never set foot on Epstein's creepy island or attended parties, despite the fact we saw last time that Elon was asking to be invited to the party. What day and night would be the wildest party on your island? Nevertheless, I think it's an interesting point. The playbook, as we get into this much darker side of the 3.5 million files, you're going to notice this trend is true, that everyone we're going to talk about, basically they admit nothing, they deny everything, and then they usually make counter accusations against other people in the files. Almost.
So, of course, Coffee also covers Clinton and Trump at the same time. He tries to be a little bit balanced with this. Of course, I think that's not exactly fully balanced. I mean, okay, look, I noticed a little bit of a pattern here. It seems like if everyone talks bad about Trump, they get lots of views. It's kind of weird like how that works. But if you talk bad about the other side, you don't get as many views for some strange reason. It's so weird. Yeah, so there's a lot of motivation for people to talk trash about Trump. I'm not going to let him off the hook, though. I feel like there is something weird going on here. Clearly, obviously, he didn't want the files to be released, although he did at first. It doesn't seem like he's in any way, shape, or form in the way that some of these other people are. The worst one I've seen so far is George Bush Sr. Looks really messed up, but they're actually, I'm sure there's worse ones because I haven't hardly had a chance to look into this fully deeply, but I mean, you get the idea. It's pretty bad. Whatever you want to call this, it's a nasty ball of yarn that you're never going to, it's going to be years that we're going to be looking into this, trying to figure the whole thing out because it's really bad. Okay. That's what we're saying. Okay. But I'm just guessing. Now I've seen Alex, Jones, he said 99% Democrats. No, I disagree with Alex on that. Okay. Honestly, it looks like there's a lot on both sides that were going to this place. They were all being hoodwinked by this guy, okay? Or whoever you want to call it. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad, right? So the fact of the matter is, it's not just one side went there. It seems to be both sides actually went there. And you know what? Some people have been trying to figure out what's going on with this for years and years. Jim was one of them. Mel as well. I believe there's others also that have been trying to get this out there. I think Jim has been doing a great job. They called it a conspiracy. Now, of course, there's talking about transfusion and it reverses aging. This is what it says in the email here. You can read it right here. Well, where do they get this blood? Right? Yeah, they get it from that place that Jim was talking about. Right? That's what they did. And it's really disgusting and evil. I think it's pretty obvious that's what it is. You have Stephen here. If the files drop and it's a disappointment, thank Pam Bondi. She had years as Florida AG to go after him and did nothing, botched the February rollout. Now she's literally in charge of the redactions. That was end of last year. And apparently now, from what I've heard, I don't know if it's true. Again, these are tweets, these are posts. You gotta take these things and do research. I can't vet all these because there's like a million different posts. They're saying Pam Bondi and her team is now erasing certain words from the files. Really? Oh, you had too many of Roth, of course, child listed there. Let's make sure we erase some of those. We don't want people to get any wrong ideas here. We don't need to get any wrong I think some weird stuff about this whole thing. Now, you had this clip as well. Jimmy Dore playing it. Check this out.
So I don't know if you remember seeing this video of this was like
Tail
a
end last year.
Mexican model who was screaming outside of a hotel, and maybe
about
you,
Carlos Slim.
maybe you could turn this down, Misha, and I'll. She's. You can turn up a little. She's saying they're eating humans. Disgusting.
So crazy. You know, and of course, because these are such, you know, out there things being said, a lot of people are just going to tune out and say, this is not possible. This is insane. There's no way this stuff was happening. There's no way. This is what people are going to say in their heads. This is what they were saying in their heads before this. But now it's getting to the point where now people are like, wait a second, maybe this is real. Maybe it is real. Yeah, it is. It is real, actually. And a lot of people have been talking about it over the years. And now we're starting to see it play out. These files are telling us all about it. And it's both sides, from what I can tell. It's not just one side. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a lot of people that are in prominent positions. I don't know what the percentage is, but it's too many. There shouldn't be any. I mean, it's a lot, is what I'm saying. It's a lot, right? So then you got, of course, Jay-Z. Jay-Z apparently also, as soon as he found out his name was listed in the latest files, he apparently is already left the country. And some of them are taking this route. We had Tom Hanks leave like a year or two ago. He was talking really bad about our president for a long time. You know what? It's so weird because I think what's going on, this is my theory, is that Jeffrey was the party guy, right? And people didn't know back then what he was all up to, right? He would do whatever you wanted. So some were just assuming he's the party guy. He's a normal party guy, not like a not normal party guy, right? With, you know, tapes of you and stuff like that. A lot of these guys probably just assume he was a normal dude, right? Until, you know, it started getting very more obvious as the 2000s started to roll in and onward, people started to realize what he really was. And then, of course, some of these high-end customers, celebrities, rich people, billionaires, Bezos, he's in there, Jeff Bezos, princes, dignitaries, whatever. They're into weird stuff. And on top of that, it's not just that, but also it's being used against them. And this is when maybe people like, I don't know about Steve Bannon. I don't know what's going on with that guy. I have to look into it. I'm just wondering if he sort of realized it or something. I don't know. Or, you know, in the case of our president, maybe he started to realize how bad this dude was. But of course, then there's a statement in these emails where Jeffrey says, our president is the worst person. Like what does he say? He doesn't have a single good cell in his body or something, which is kind of weird because honestly, you know, Jeff, I'm pretty sure that's what you are. And Trump seems to be doing a lot of good things, at least in some respects for our country, a lot better than the standard president does. So I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I mean, maybe there is something weird going on there. I don't know. At any rate, so you got the Hillmeister, Beyonce, Hillary's coming out and saying she's a Christian now. What the frick is going on? Bro, this world is upside down, backwards, everything. She came out saying she's a Christian. What are you talking about? It's insane. At any rate, so I'm going to get into this more over on my other channel. At any rate, that's my video. Kind of wonder what some of you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below, and thanks for watching.